Good afternoon. This is Circle to Circle. I'm your host, Stephen Pierce, and boy, what an exciting day for New York Rangers fans. It is the start of the preseason tonight, 7 p.m. against the New Jersey Devils. Now, the team looks basically the same from last year, especially on the defensive end, but I think changes are coming. They're still over the cap, about $600,000, and they need to make some moves in order to fit under that cap restriction. It's coming from defense. It has to be. When you look at their defense, it's a rarity. They brought back the same six guys. They got McDonough, Girardi, Stahl, Boyle, Klein, and Yandel. Now, they let go of Hunwick. They didn't sign him back. They bring in Rafi Diaz, who was there 2 years ago when the Rangers went to the Stanley Cup final. That in itself looks incredible to me. But you have some serious competitors, some serious contenders, maybe for that 7th, depending on what Vigneault wants to bring to the team. He can, keep 8 defensemen up there if he would like. I think he rolls with 7 just like last year. And I think there's a move that's coming. And I don't know if it's going to be Klein. I don't know who it's going to be. But you have Dylan McIlrath. He was the number 1. He was a first-round draft pick, 2012. And it's coming to the point where you can't send him down to the AHL anymore. He won't pass waivers. This is the year, though. You keep him up in the big leagues or you make a move. You trade him. And it remains to be seen if he's capable of playing. Now, he's a tough guy, 6'5". He's big. You know he's going to give you that. You know he's going to bring you that toughness. He's going to get into scraps. He's there to protect the goalie. He's there to do all that. But can he actually compete at the National Hockey League level? Can he shut down guys? Can he play? And maybe this preseason shows that he's capable. I know the coaches of Hartford have been talking a lot about his play since Christmas last year and how it's improved. And Vigneault has said the same thing. He looks good in the weight room. Now you got to see him on the ice. Is he capable of shutting down some guys? Can he play on the third line pair? And going into camp, Vigneault puts him with McDonough, and this will bring out all the potential. You can't put him with a better guy. McDonough is going to bring that potential out of him and see if it's there. And if it's not, I don't know what happens. You can't send him down to the waivers because he's not going to clear. Someone's going to pick him up, and he's going to be on a team, no problem. So he either plays with the Rangers this year or you have to make a move. You have to. And I know a lot of people have been speculating that Kevin Klein will be traded. He's got about $2.9 million owed to him over the next year. I mean, that frees up a lot of room for the Rangers. They don't have anything right now. They have no room to make moves. And I don't like that. Kevin Klein is such a reliable defenseman. Granted, last year he got hurt. He didn't look so great in the playoffs. As a matter of fact, he looked almost non-existent. He was a non-factor. But the beginning of the year, he was remarkable. He's a very solid defenseman. He's a very good. I would even consider him a top 4. But I mean, he'll play he'll play on the 6th. He plays a 6th pair defenseman, which is fine. But I really appreciate what he brings to the table, and I don't think that McIlrath does anything for me. Dylan, I saw him play in the preseason last year. I've been to Hartford. I've seen him play. I don't think he's got what it takes. I mean, another team will grab him. Maybe he does well. No, I just don't see it on the Rangers. He doesn't fit in on this team. And they have guys like Chris Summers down there who's always capable of playing. You got this new prospect, Bradley Skagey, who, in my opinion, he could play this year. He looks really good. He's a fantastic skater. He fits so well with the system that Vigneault has built. He's this quick skater. He moves the puck well. It starts in the defensive end. He pass it up. He can play the power play. He plays the point very well. He's got a really nice shot. He keeps a nice low puck for rebounds for Kreider, Rick Nash, who's ever in front to get those greasy goals. And I think he fits so much better with the team. I would rather him play this year than McIlrath. I think you got to move him. Now, and obviously you got Diaz, who's more than capable of playing. But there's a move, and it's coming from the defensive end. My prediction, or my hope, is that they move McIlrath. I don't like him on the team. He's too old. He hasn't progressed as far as he should have at this point, and it's a shame because he was a first-round draft pick. And Rangers don't really have any of those coming up, so you hate to see him wasted. And maybe that's their thought process, is that they don't want to give this first-round draft pick, or really the McIlrath away. But that he's got to move. He can't play this year. Speaking of different moves that they've made, Jared Stoll comes in. He's going to play. I think he should play third-line center. A lot of people think that Dominic Moore plays that role, but no, definitely Jared Stoll in my opinion. You got to do Kreider, Stepan, Jared Stoll, Dominic Moore. That's it. And he's very capable. His statistics show that he will win faceoffs. He's got very, very good faceoff statistics. His percentage is high. I like what he brings to the team. He's got something to prove now. He's with LA. He just recently came off arrest. He got arrested for cocaine possession and use, and I think that he's a guy with something to prove. He's dangerous. He's 33. He's a little older, but he's got something to prove now on this team. I think he's a very valuable team member. And what I would like to see is him on the third line I think you put Miller on there and you put either Fost or Edom. That's who I'm going with. The top lines virtually remain the same, and I say that because JT Miller, he's got an attitude problem, and I know Vigneault fixed it last year. He's very tough on Miller. He'll send him right down to the AHL if he's getting any attitude problem. And I saw him play in Hartford, and he just didn't do it. He's a very capable, very talented guy, but his attitude that he brings day in and day out is extremely just disheartening to see as a fan. I'm watching him play. I'm right behind the bench, and he thinks that he's up here. He thinks he's so high, and he's really not that good. And in Hartford, it's really noticeable to see this guy, think that he's really good. You see it on his face. He's grunting, he's sighing, he's frustrated. And that's not with himself, it's with his situation. He's clearly not communicating with his other players. Now, I don't like Miller on the top lines. He's got to earn it more. He's got to show me and prove that he has the attitude to play, and he's got to get a little more humility in his game. I don't like it. Therefore, I think Kevin Hayes, without a doubt in my mind, a guy that has worked on his defense very hard with the team the entire year last year, very capable. His offensive game really emerged in the back half of the season. He was the team's leading point scorer, point getter, and he's phenomenal. I think he's got a great pair of mitts. He's got great vision. He almost looks like a mini Rick Nash. If he uses his body just like Rick Nash does, crashes the net like he did a few times last year, he's going to be a remarkable player. I think he doesn't go through a sophomore slump. I think he progresses. I think he deserves time on either that second or first line. I'm thinking it's Rick Nash, and you can't split up Derek Brassard and Matt Zuccarello, because their chemistry is just phenomenal, and someone needs to feed Rick Nash the puck. If you look at last year, he had 30 goals. The first 30 goals, basically all him doing all of the work, him crashing the net, him creating opportunities all by himself, and he needs somebody to feed him the puck, and as much as I think Derek Brassard and Derek Stepan are great, they're not number one centers. They're not your guy. They don't have that in their game. This is my kind of hope. This was for the offseason. All of the animosity recently and turmoil in San Jose with Joe Thornton, the general manager, and the coaching staff, stripping him of the C last year, which is a disgrace in itself. I cannot believe that. There's a guy who fits the Rangers' MO right now. He is a big, strong guy. He's 38 years old. He's at the back half of his career, has never won. He's a great leader, really wants to win. You bring that guy in. You bring Thornton in as your number one center. He can do so many things for you. He's got great vision. He can quarterback a power play. He's able to feed Rick Nash the puck. Rick Nash needs somebody to help him out. And that's your guy right there. That's your number one center. And I know there's so many problems with the cap for the Rangers, and you're not going to get a guy like Joe Thornton, who's a remarkable player, for anything cheap. And you can't trade away prospects at this point if you're the Rangers, because the window is closing. But I firmly believe if you put Rick Nash on a team with a guy like Joe Thornton, the things that they could do, they would each score 80 points easily. Joe Thornton would be a perfect fit for the Rangers team, because Dan Boyle not getting it done on the power play. I'm sorry. You had a few good games. I don't see it. And with that being said, so you have Rick Nash, Matt Zuccarello, Derek Brassard on the first line. Okay. I think you keep Kreider and Stepan together, and Hayes plays, not Miller, on that line. I think Hayes has remarkable vision. He's moving from the center position now to the wing position, which is what he played all throughout college. I think he's going to do a phenomenal job there. He's going to do so much better than a center. Center, he had to focus on his game so much more defensively, because that's a huge part of the center game. Now he can strictly focus on his offensive potential, and he's going to really use his abilities. And I think he scores 60 points this year on that line. I think him, Stepan, and Kreider will work really well together. And I think Miller can work well with Stoll. I think Edom fits in well on that third line. I wouldn't be surprised if they give Jesper Foss some time on the third line as well. He showed last year he's a very capable player. His role is only going to be enhanced this year. He was a fantastic penalty killer last year, and with the loss of Carl Hagelin in that trade that brought over Emerson Edom, I mean, Foss's role is only he's going to step up. He's got to play more. He's a phenomenal penalty killer, and he can do that. That's what he's going to do now. And obviously you got guys like Dom Moore, and who's going to play the fourth line center, and he's a very capable center. He does very well in the playoffs, but he's not a regular season performer. He does his job. He's a shutdown guy. He plays that fourth line really well. Now I think Oscar Lindberg, I think it's his time. He's got to step up. He's got to show me something in this preseason, but he has the tools. He's got the abilities. He can really play, and I think that he makes a push. I think Vigneault's looking at him for that fourth line position now. I think he can play the wing really well. And Vigneault, I get it. You want to play glass. He's a tough guy. He brings that fierceness to the game, but He has no place on this team. Can you please bench him? Please. Put somebody like Victor Stahlberg in there, who has that tough game, but is actually capable of handling the puck and doesn't have stones for hands. Come on, you got to do something at this point. Put Lindbergh in there. Put Stahlberg in there. Do something to change the way this fourth line is. You got to roll those 4 lines that are capable of scoring, that are threats. Look at the Blackhawks. How many times have they had 4 capable lines? And I shouldn't even say capable. Those lines are damaging. They each can be either be, the fourth line could have been their third line. Their third line could have been their second, even like a 1A, like a subgroup of that first line. They have a phenomenal group. That's what the Rangers need. You cannot put Glass in your game. Your tactics are speed, right? That's your game. So why is Glass playing? I don't understand. If you're trying to be a fast team, an aggressive team, the days of beating the crap out of each other are over. That's not what's required anymore. I get it. You want to be big to compete with the West, but you can beat them with your speed. We saw it last year. The Rangers dominated the West. They were able to control those games so very well. Now, that's what I'm feeling now. The Rangers make that move. They trade a defense. They trade Klein. I think it should be Mikheyev, in my opinion. You make Lindbergh and Stahlberg really fight for those fourth line spots. Maybe even a guy like Ryan Gropp. They just drafted him, but he's got a phenomenal potential. I think you put him back down there in the minor leagues, but that's what I think is coming. You got to make that step, Rangers. This is your push. This is your push this year. You really have to show something. You can't, let this go anymore. Hank has got to be big because Talbot's not here to back you up anymore. And Talbot was an okay goalie. Maybe he does well with the Edmonton Oilers. I wish him the best of luck. He did a phenomenal job as a serviceable backup. He's not Hank. He maybe can be a starting goalie. He played well. That month. That's a month of hockey. And you have 82 games to play? I don't know if he's capable of doing that. I think I love the guy, but we'll see. And I think that Ranta and Hellberg will be perfectly serviceable for Hank. But what needs to happen is Hank cannot go through those slides that he does because no one's there to pick him up. I'm really worried about that as a team. Talbot was able to pick him up. The team played well in front of Talbot. And I don't know that, Hellberg and Ranta bring that to the team. So Hank has really got to step his game up. He cannot start in this slump that he always does. And then, Vigneault put Talbot in 2 years ago to really pick up Hank's game. That sends a message. And I'm really worried about that this year. They don't have that backup anymore. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But I would really like to see one of them step up, play really well in the preseason. And we will see tonight. The New York Rangers take on the New Jersey Devils at 7 p.m. tonight on MSG. For all things hockey, please come back and listen to Circle to Circle. This has been your host, Stephen Pierce.